This is Bimovation, where beauty meets motivation. I am Noluthando, also known as the advocate of self-love. This is the platform where I bring you motivation, inspiration for you to walk away feeling inspired, to chase your own greatness, to pursue your own greatness, but also to really embrace your own unique beauty. My guest today is a master, and I call her master because to master your body, it takes skill, it takes courage, and she is all that and more. You will see her by her six-pack. Vinoliah Mosothoane is here. She is an amazing athlete. She is a bodybuilder. She is someone, like I said, who decided to actually master herself by means of taking care of her body. Welcome to Bimovation.
Thank you very much, Tando.
Thank you for coming.
For inviting me.
Most welcome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
In terms of, what you do, and I would like you to be the one to share with our viewers exactly what it is that you do, because we also have to really unpack, your profession and everything that you do. So please let the viewers know at home who you are, what you do, where you come from.
Okay. My name is Vinoliah. In full, my name is Vinoliah, but usually people just cut it short and just say V.
Yeah.
I'm a personal trainer.
Okay.
I am a singer. I'm a dancer. I'm a model.
Yes.
And I think the most important thing I would say, I'm a child of God. And that is who I am.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I'm nothing without God.
Mm.
And I am where I am today. I have all these talents that I have today.
Yes.
Because of the men above. And I have so much to be grateful for. And I owe so much to the Lord. So
yes.
This is who I am. And yeah, I would say that the reason also why I went to personal training and all is so that I can not only work on myself, but also help other women as well.
Yeah.
To be able to receive whatever that they need to receive in terms of wanting to get their body goals.
Yes.
And get them that confidence back again. The confidence that they need.
Yeah.
So that is who I am. I'm a person who likes to see people shine.
Yes.
As much as I also like to see myself shine.
Love it.
Yeah.
One thing that stands out is the fact that you have been on this journey, and because I follow you as well, I've been really inspired by how you have just decided to focus on your unique thing, from obviously being a professional personal trainer to then going into these stages and podiums where you are now competing with other people for certain things. How did that start? Where did it begin? Because I don't know anyone. You are literally the only person that I know who is in this space of bodybuilding, of modeling, of all these things. Do I have it right? It is part of bodybuilding, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How did it start? Where did it come from?
Okay. To be honest with you, I've always been a person who is very athletic.
Yeah.
From a very young age.
Yes.
But I never saw myself as, doing bodybuilding and stuff. So what happened is a few years ago, I had this guy who used to be my trainer.
Yeah.
So he used to do sessions with us.
Okay.
On weekends, would also do like boot camps with all the other guys.
Yeah.
So as we usually, work out on a weekly basis and stuff. Yeah. So this guy saw potential in me because he saw that, your body is actually, reacting and changing in a way that, you can actually go on stages and do bodybuilding.
Yes.
Because it's pointless for you to look this good, have this six-pack, but you're not actually utilizing it.
Yeah.
So that guy advised me, he said, I have a lady that does this thing.
Yes.
She can just maybe motivate you and maybe take you through the phases of how to become a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And maybe just start with like small shows and just take it from there. And I'll also don't mind being your coach, training you and stuff. with regard to the diet, with regard to the training.
Yes.
I'll help you, and then she'll help you more of how to present yourself on stage.
So
from then, he then contacted the lady, but only to find out that he couldn't get hold of the lady.
Yes.
And it is then that when I met my ex-fiance.
Yes.
And then because he was into the whole bodybuilding thing, and then he decided to take over.
Yes.
And do my meal preps and prep me and get me ready, and showed me ways and showed me competitions that I can actually go into. And then we started. Then we prepped for that show.
Yes.
Surprisingly enough, I got second place for my first show.
Your very first show?
My very first show. I was clueless
of
the poses. You know,
yes.
I had a lady that was assisting me with the poses.
Yes.
The confidence was not there at all, because I'm starting and I'm nervous and I don't even know what to expect.
Yes.
So I just went on stage and did what I did. And surprisingly enough, I got second place.
That is incredible on your very first show. If it wasn't for the gentleman that said to you, V, do this thing, would you have ever thought of going that direction?
I don't think I would have. I think I would have went more of a direction of being a fitness model. Maybe advertising for other brands and stuff. And all, but I wouldn't have thought that I would actually, pursue this and actually, be in love with it and, be it something that really defines who I am.
Yes.
Something that I really, really like and I enjoy
and that you're winning at, because I often see, you being on stages, accepting prizes and so forth. In terms of what I now want to understand is, your mindset, because it's 100% for sure that the gentleman who recommended that you take this direction would not have done it if you were not there, if you were not showing up, if you did not show up.
Truth.
And how important is you showing up for yourself in your life, in your space, in your industry, in everything that you do?
It's very important, it's very important. I believe that, whatever that you do, or whoever that you are, will always, at the end, I don't know how to explain it, but will always bring out the best in you.
Yes.
If you are determined, if you are disciplined, and if you are willing, you are a go-getter, and you are a person who says, you know what, I'm not gonna give up on something. I'm gonna do what needs to be done for me to get to a certain point. You are definitely going to get to where you want. So all I can say that it's all about discipline. It's all about going out there and getting what you want, and being a go-getter more than anything else. And trusting God, trusting God to lead you, because sometimes it's hard. It's hard to do stuff. Even now on my journey, still today, it gets hard. But every single day, I pray for God to guide me and give me strength, and He does that. Days are not the same. There are days whereby I'm at my lowest. There are days whereby I'm at my highest. But I am so grateful that I have God to just lift me up and to get me through. Because I think He also sees that this person is actually a person who's a go-getter, a person who actually wants to, achieve what they need to achieve. So that is it.
And how hard is it to be in these spaces? Because from where I'm sitting, right, I've always imagined, especially the bodybuilding space, is very white dominated, very much also male dominated.
That is
so you are coming in, with no background, no experience, and you find yourself there. What are some of the things that, were either a wake-up call or were a challenge, or some of the things that you find that, they're just there as an obstacle or as a hurdle?
It's not easy. I don't want to lie. There was one show that I did. I was probably the only black female lady who was there.
Yes.
And everyone who was there was white.
Mm.
You know, even today, I don't get as much support that I need to get from my family.
Yes.
Only a couple of people from my family supports me, but I understand it's because they don't understand what this entails, what the sport is. Maybe
Yes.
they're just saying, hey, this one, Jay, score or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, because that's exactly.
You know,
when people don't understand something,
they wouldn't
they
understand.
criticize.
Exactly, you know. So I don't get a lot of support from my family, to be honest, with regard to the sport that I'm doing. But I'm just hoping that one day it would be something that they see that actually this person is going forward, whatever that they're doing. But I don't want to lie, it's not an easy sport, especially for us black people.
Yes.
Because it has always been, you know, white dominated all the time.
Yes.
So sometimes when you get there, it's like a surprise. You know, people are looking at you like, okay, are you really doing this? You know, are you really, really like here and doing this? But I'm so glad that I was able to just go past all those things and I told myself, you know what, I'm here and I'm here to do what I'm going to do. And it's been, you know, a couple of months of prep where I've been pushing myself, working hard. I'm here and let me just finish whatever that I'm here for.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's, to be honest, it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
And who must you be in terms of characteristics?
Yeah.
Who must you be to be able to push through? Because you're saying you tell yourself that I'm here, I'm gonna push through no matter what, right? And the reason I'm asking this question is because at the end of the day, when we look at people we admire, and I'm sure that there are people who look at you, whether wanting to get into the sport, whether wanting to just look good, to just look amazing and feel fit and be healthy, they would look at you and think that, you know what, at the end of the day, she looks good and it's all about looking good. But then people don't realize that to achieve something, to be great at something, you have to have certain metaphysical attributes, certain characteristics, like, you know, for example, confidence. What are those characteristics for you? What are the things that make it possible for you to do what you do?
I think more than anything else is discipline. Discipline, self-respect, focus, and actually telling yourself that hardworking, more than anything, hardworking. I mean, my job, the current job that I'm doing, is not easy. I start my day at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
I end my day at 7 o'clock. In between all of that, in between seeing clients, training and all those things, I still need to do my training. I still need to make sure that my meals are prepped. You know, I eat my meals throughout the day. So I would say that it takes a very dedicated person, a person who is focused, a person who is disciplined, and a person who's willing to go out there and grab whatever that they need to grab. You know, tell yourself that, you know, regardless of what's happening, regardless of my surrounding, regardless of, you know, discouragements, because I do get a lot of discouragements also from other people, you know, especially people who don't know the sport. They'll always discourage you. Other people admire you. They'll say, yo, wow, how I wish I can actually get to look like you. Others would like, oh, it's not nice for a woman to look that particular way. Listen. You are gonna get a lot of, you know, discouragements. You are gonna get a lot of, you know, negative comments from people. But it takes a very disciplined person, a person who tells themselves that, you know what, I am who I am, and I'm going to do what I need to do, regardless of who says what, regardless of my background, regardless of where I come from. I'm going to do what needs to be done in order to achieve all the goals that I want to achieve.
Is this something, okay, I know that the bodybuilding is something that really came on as you were in the fitness space, but fitness itself, is it something that you always wanted to do from a young girl, as a young girl?
I would say yes. I've always been, like I told you, I've always been an athletic person. I used to play like basketball at school. But fitness per se, I would look at magazines, I'd look at women that are, you know, training and stuff. I'd really be inspired by them. But I think one thing that was an awakening call is when I used to be smaller than this.
Okay.
And I honestly didn't like how I look.
Mm-hmm.
And one friend of mine advised, he was like, why don't you just go to the gym? You know, I mean, gym is not only for people that want to lose weight. If you want to look a certain way, you want to, you know, look a bit more fuller, you know, you want to tone up and stuff, go out there and, you know, go try. You'll never know. Maybe this is where you'll actually find, you know, your happiness, and you will be able to build back your confidence, you know, because sometimes I'd also like feel like I don't have much confidence, especially with whatever that I'm wearing, you know, because I felt I was just too small, you know.
Yes.
So I started that. So trust me, the minute I stepped into that place, my whole life changed. My whole life changed. For me, honestly, gym is not about looking good. It's not about standing out there and, you know, taking pictures, this and this.
Yes.
Mentally also, it has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
You know, our backgrounds have not been easy, you know. I think we all have a story to tell. As much as we have families and stuff, you know. I grew up with both my mother and father, but we wouldn't say that things were actually, you know, always 100%.
Yes.
We have childhood issues and stuff, but trust me, the minute I stepped in there, my whole life changed. It changed everything, how I used to view life, how I used to view myself. So I'm really at the safest place when the minute I step into gym.
And this is what life is really about. For you to discover yourself and feel that once I'm in a certain place or in a certain environment, I feel safe. I feel empowered. I feel like the me that is hidden can actually come out and in a positive way. And this is also what I'd like you to take away from this journey when you're sitting there at home, to actually realize that you don't have to be afraid to be unique. You don't have to be afraid to do something different, right? Because it's actually the first time I'm hearing someone says that because of gym, my life changed. And we normally think of gym, some of us, well, not everyone, we normally think of gym as, you know, a hobby. But for you, it was a lifeline. For you, it was something that you needed to take you to the next level.
Definitely.
Sure.
Definitely.
Okay. Now, in terms of your routine, this does not come easy.
Definitely.
It does also, I imagine it also doesn't come cheap.
Definitely.
How do you do it, V? How do you just take us through a day in the life of V? What she eats, what she does, all those things.
Okay, all right. Because currently I am on prep, I'm prepping for my next show, which is going to be on the 30th of November.
Okay.
I just did another show now.
Yes.
On the 30th of October, and I got second place.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm prepping for another show now.
Yeah.
In November. So my diet is like very, very strict. Lifestyle also is like very strict, you know, no going out and stuff. Because like everything just, you know, changes, you know, when you're on prep. You like need to be zoned in and be focused. Yeah. So I would say a day in my life would be waking up at 3 a.m.
Okay.
Getting ready for work. 4 a.m. I leave work. 5 a.m. I start with my first client.
Yes.
Then I walk throughout the morning. Probably sometimes it would be maybe till 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. It depends on the day, on my appointments with the clients.
Yes.
Then I would do my cardio, which is walking on a treadmill.
Yes.
In about like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
On the treadmill.
Yes.
50 minutes.
That's an hour.
That's an hour. Imagine just walking and on an incline. We're not talking about on a flat. Yeah, on an incline. And then after that, then I have my first meal.
You woke up at 3?
Yes.
And you're only having your first meal at what time?
Around, let's say, I would say around like, obviously it depends on how my day goes with my appointment.
Yeah.
Maybe let's say I would say around 9 or 10. Yeah. And then
I'm already exhausted and hungry.
I'm telling
just from
you,
listening.
Right? And guess what my breakfast is, né?
Yeah.
My breakfast is egg whites and spinach.
Only?
Yes. That's the first meal that I have.
Okay.
And then after that, Then maybe I just maybe try to relax a bit, maybe for an hour or so. Then I start with if I don't have any appointments in between. The day, because obviously, like I said, it will depend on how my appointments are. But before I'll go train again, I'll have my second meal.
Yes.
Remember also the food is also measured as well. I mean, you don't just eat. Everything else is put on a scale and you need to measure how your food is. Yeah, your chicken needs to be like 120 grams.
Yes.
Let's say on a day, if I'm having carbs, my carbs are like this small, like just a spoon of,
potatoes or
whatever it is. Yeah, if on that day, maybe the coach will say, let's have carbs or whatever. And then with any like green vegetable.
Yeah.
Then I go and do my second session, which usually takes about like, I would say an hour, 30 minutes. Then after that, then I do my poses. Because I need to also practice my poses, practice how I'm going to present myself on stage.
Yes.
And then after then I go shower.
Yeah.
Eat my third meal now.
Yes.
Which is a fish.
Okay.
And some greens. It could either be
broccoli or peas,
whatever, peas or whatever that you want to eat that is a green salad. I mean, that is a green veggie. And then I maybe work, maybe have a client, they're doing work.
And sometimes you're working out with these clients, right?
Yes.
Because
I mean, it's like, I'm basically still working out because, you need to show a person an exercise.
Yes. Someone like
to
me
correct.
who wants to cut corners. I'll be like, 1, 2.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the same as I'm still working out in a way.
Yes.
Yeah. And then after that, then I'll have maybe my last meal at work.
Yeah.
Which would be tuna and some green salad. Then maybe probably do 1 or 2 clients, then leave, go home, and then get home. So what I try to do is I try to prepare my meals on Sunday.
Yes.
And I just take them there so that at least it's easier for me. Yeah. Unless if something then, ends during the week, then I have to like maybe recook and do something. Then I do that. But I try by all means to cook as enough as I can so that at least when I get home, I don't have to do a lot. At least I can try to rest.
Please tell me that after that your day is done.
My day is done.
Don't tell me that you do 45 push-ups.
No.
Your day is done.
After that, my day is done.
There's a lot of effort and science that goes into this,
Definitely.
right? And then you get, like you mentioned, someone on social media who just talk anything anyhow.
Yeah.
How do you handle those comments? How do you handle the criticism of people that don't know how much you put into this, how much you put effort, time? Because one thing for sure, healthy food is also not cheap. Healthy food is expensive, right? And then someone who's just going to come, they just feel good, they can say or do whatever where your work is concerned or where your career is concerned. How do you handle that?
I think over the years I've learned to tell myself that, not everybody knows about the sport, and people that are and negative, people that don't know much about it, they're always going to try to bring it down. Or people that I know that are not capable of doing it, they're always going to try by all means. It's not the same as a person who's always willing to learn, to say, okay, let me try to learn and, try to understand what this is all about.
Yes.
What is it that I can also maybe do, not to be a bodybuilder, but what is it that I can also do maybe if I want to make changes with regard to my body and whatsoever, I'd always say, if a person really doesn't really come to me and come with a positive mindset of saying, please help me with 1, 2, 3, then it's okay. I just leave you as because at the end of the day, there's only so much that you can also do. Yes.
I
cannot always try to justify who I am, justify what I do to people that don't understand. If you are willing, I'm not a nasty person. I'm always willing to, help you out and to understand what this sport entails, or what this whole dieting thing, or what this whole fitness thing entails, if you come with a positive mindset. But if you come with a negative mindset, then it's your baby, then you're just gonna remain the way that you are, because clearly you don't want to change. Clearly you don't want to
Yes.
see things in a different perspective.
Yes.
So that's how
you handled it. And for someone who actually perhaps after watching this episode and deciding, oh, I'm going to follow V, I want to see her more, I want to see what she's up to, or someone who actually wants to get into the sport, because I always say that just because you are not aware of other people does not mean they don't exist, you know, and yet they are afraid or they are scared or they don't even know where to begin. How can you just take them along, as in, virtually by the hand?
I would say, should anybody maybe be interested, they can just maybe DM me. Send me a DM under my Instagram handle, which is V_fitness trainer.
Yes.
Or you can always also send me a message on Facebook. On Facebook, my full name, my name is Vinoliah Mosothoane.
Yes.
In full, and then we can just take it from there, discuss, and then also I'll just maybe ask you why you really want to do this, and where do you want to see yourself with this? Because at the end of the day, also I always say that this is not an easy sport.
Yes.
It requires a person who's really determined and who's really disciplined, because your whole life changes. Trust me, during prep, your whole life changes. You see less of friends, you see less of family because you are always zoned in at the gym. You're always preparing your meals.
Yes.
In between all of that, you're also still working as well. So it's not an easy thing. I don't want to lie. I'm not gonna stand here and say, oh, it's easy. This journey is not easy, but if you are really determined, and you are really a person that is disciplined, and you are a person who is really a go-getter, you can definitely be able to achieve whatever
strides
that you want to achieve.
You mentioned at the beginning of the conversation, you said that one of the ways that you describe yourself is you're a child of God. What does that mean to you? What does being a child of God, what does being a child of God mean in your world, in your own words?
Oh, it's everything. It's everything. To be honest, I really, really don't know where I would be if it wasn't because of my Lord and Savior. Yes, I grew up being a child who, has always been in a family whereby we go to church.
Yes.
We know who God is. But we grow, and as we grow, we meet people, we meet friends, we do mistakes and all of that. But I think because I've always had that thing, that background of saying, you know who God is in your life. It always reminds you, even when you want to go in a different way. I think because that was installed in me at a very young age, then it always brings you back. It reminds me who you are in the kingdom of God, and that has really, really, really made a difference in my life. It has really changed who I am. It has really activated everything that you see in me today, being a child of God. Because if it wasn't for that, to be honest, I would probably be something else. So I have so much that I'm grateful for to God. I have so much that I'm grateful for. That he is in his existence in my life, because without him, honestly, what you see today, it would have not been in existence. Everything that I am today, it's because of the man above, and I'm so grateful, and I'm not afraid to even stand and say, I am a woman that is after God's heart.
After God's heart. I love that. I love it so much. If you don't mind sharing with us, when was that point in time where you realized that God has got your back? When was it? Because it's different times for different people. And the reason also I ask this, because I get a lot of engagement, young people, sometimes even people my age, sometimes people older, saying, one, I don't know how to talk to God. Saying, two, I don't even, where do I even begin, And I'm always faced sometimes with even being speechless, because I'm like, what do I say to someone when they say, I don't know how to talk to God? What do I say when they say, I don't even know how to pray? And this has really been the inspiration behind Be Motivation, because I can only say so much. But if it comes from V, someone different, other guests, then it becomes like the norm that, oh, so this God does exist. This God shows up for a businesswoman, for someone who is a successful bodybuilder. Then maybe let me open myself up. So that's where these questions are coming from. When I ask you, like, where is there a specific moment in time where you felt that, you know what, I have a God and He is alive?
I think to me it was honestly back in high school, yes, I knew I was a very hardworking child.
Yeah.
In terms of academics and all.
Yes.
But sometimes you don't have confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
You feel like, I can't do a certain subject, and I'm failing at this subject. What is it that is wrong with me? Why can't I be like my peers? Why can't I get this right? But the minute I started, I've always been a Sunday school kid and whatever. But there was one time whereby, we were allowed to go into like the main church, and they started preaching about who God says I am.
Yes.
And that really touched my heart to say that actually, I can really do this. I'm powerful more than I think I am.
Yes.
I can actually do this through Christ which strengthens me. I can actually go into those books, and if I need help, I can actually go and ask somebody that can actually help me with, getting me into where I want to get with regard to this subject.
Yes.
I can actually do this. And I did that. I went and approached my teacher, my teacher then, and she helped me. She helped me with going through everything that I needed to learn about that particular subject. And I had learned that, through prayer. I kept on praying and asking God to guide me. And trust me, when I got to Matric, I got an A on that particular subject. That has always been a problem.
Yeah.
So that is where I realized that actually God is good.
Wow.
If you really trust in Him, if you put your trust in Him, and if you really work hard at it, because also God doesn't want a person who is lazy.
Yes.
Well. God wants you to be a person that's
get up and
really
go.
Get up and go. And how else is He going to,
Yeah.
help you if you also are a very lazy person? He wants a person who is willing. All He's there for is just to, give you that nice little push to say, okay, go ahead, you can do 1, 2, 3, but the rest, it has to be done by you.
Yes.
Yeah. God also sees a person, looks at your heart and sees that this person is really willing to go an extra mile to actually achieve whatever that they need to achieve. So I would say that God has been amazing. From that time. I never stopped doubting what God can do. Leading up to go to college, I trusted upon His word. I trusted upon everything that I did during that time, when I was also doing modeling and stuff. I trusted God in everything. And I've seen Him protecting me through so much.
Yes.
That is why I cannot honestly stop giving Him all the praises and all the glory. He's been amazing.
God sees a willing heart. That's what it boils down to. Because He says, pray, ask God, but put in effort as well.
Definitely.
And how do you handle those times when God doesn't do what you want? Because I've had one of the biggest blows when my mom passed, right? Because I prayed so much, praying, God, please heal my mom. And He didn't do it,
Yes.
And I stayed with that. I don't want to say it's a grudge, but it created a dent in me when I was like, oof, okay, so a person can be in such a desperate situation and you don't answer, you don't respond. But only when, as you grow up and you grow in strength and in spirit, you realize that, you know what, there's things that are beyond your understanding. How do you handle the times when God is like, I'm not going to do that one? I know you want it. I know you're asking. I know you're crying. I know you're praying, but it's not happening.
Tando, I get where you're coming from, and I've faced those moments as well. And even a year ago, I felt like, you know what, Lord, here I am. I'm your child. I'm serving you. I'm your servant. You know, wherever you need me to be, I'm there. I serve in church. I serve you. But why do you let me go through all those things? Why do you, why but you are not there. Why? You ask yourself those questions. We're human after all. As much as I'm a child of God, I'm a believer in Christ. But there are days whereby obviously when things are not going my way, I would question God, And at that moment, it was so hard. It was so hard. I was like asking God, how? God, but mina or do I need to do certain things people are doing for me to get there? Because clearly here I am. I'm trying to live a righteous life. I'm trying to do things accordingly, but still, you are not blessing me. You are not hearing my prayers. What is it that I need to do? That I actually need to do for me to receive whatsoever that I will see a light in whatever that's happening, But then I realized, as you say, as time goes, as you heal, as God takes you through all these phases in life, I've realized that there is actually something that God wants you to learn out of the situation. At that time, it might be hard for you not to understand, not to see why this thing is happening. But as time goes, as you learn, as God teaches you, as you become more closer and more closer to God, because honestly, I believe that the more I go through trials and tribulations, that is where I'm more closer to God. I think sometimes we get so busy with life. We forget things that we need to do. We forget that, we still need to, restore certain spiritual things in us.
In ourselves.
And then you forget God, you get caught up in your own things. But I feel like at the moment when I'm going through stuff and I'm asking Him and I'm praying and I'm reading the Word, that is actually where my relationship with Him grows. And that is where I get to understand why I had to go through whatever that I go through, because it really makes me who I am. It really, tomorrow I'm able to handle a situation much better. Not like the way I used to handle it. I only understand only after it has happened that, this is what you actually wanted to show me. So honestly, I would say that He is amazing. He is amazing. There's really something that He really wants you to learn from every situation. Not every situation is to break you down, but to actually make you a better person and to make you even more stronger.
Not every situation is meant to break you down, but it is there to build you, to build resilience, The one thing that is standing out right now is your voice is so soothing. I'm literally fighting, just letting go, and I guess it all boils down to never judge a book by its cover, because you are lean, you have got biceps. One would think, but you're so smooth and you're so, relaxed and so calm and feminine.
You make it easy.
Well, I try.
The minute I walked in here, I told you guys I was nervous. But trust me, I think the way we are engaging, I can relate so much from you. And, I've learned so much also from you, from following you as well.
Thank you.
I get so inspired by you. I get so inspired of the woman that you are. A person that you are, a go-getter that you are, and never giving up despite everything that is. I mean, I saw when your mom passed on. I've been following you for years. It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been an easy journey, but I've saw you soldier through all of them. I saw you raising your daughters. I saw you coming through and standing up and being a person that you are. So I think you made this easy for me. Honestly, I actually never thought that I'd be able to speak like this, but you actually made it easy for me.
Because everyone has a story to tell.
Definitely.
And in a world of 9 billion people, right, we always, we know the famous people, we know the celebrities, but somewhere in the world, there is someone who truly wants to hear your story, because we are 9 billion. Not everyone is impressed by the same things, and that is why I said I need to have different people from different walks of life that do different things, that in my eyes are doing great in their own way. And that's the thing, that doing great, especially to those that are sitting at home, we want to sometimes quantify it. We want to say, oh, you're doing great, you've got 600,000 followers. Oh, you're doing great, you've got 6 million followers. Everyone knows you. But doing great is, in all honesty, just waking up every morning to pursue the best version you can be.
Definitely.
For some people, even just putting food on the plate, that's doing great, because you're coming from a place where there was nothing. You understand? So to then listen to you as you unpack your story, I'm like, your voice does not sound anything like those
Like
biceps. Because when you only see someone with a six-pack, you are looking for, all of, you got what I'm saying? And here you are, just like, so calm, and I'm like, so, and I would not have known this if we did not have this conversation.
Yeah.
Do you get that misconception? Or am I the only one?
No.
People are like even scared because they're looking at the biceps and they think, what punch? I'm on the floor.
I get that a lot, even from work. I think also because, I'm a person who, like, when I'm zoned in my work, I'm zoned in,
Yeah.
So I get that a lot up until a person comes to you and actually approaches you and talks to you and say, oh, you're actually a very nice person. And, you actually, like, I can actually have a conversation.
Your aura is just so calm. Like, that's why I'm even holding back from literally just sliding back and just talking like, we are at home on the bed.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm also feeling like that. I don't want to lie. I'm 100% feeling that way. I'm feeling at home. I'm feeling it easy.
Yes.
Trust me, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm not a person. I'm not a talkative person, but I think you made it easy for me to actually unpack who I am, unpack myself, put myself out there.
Because your journey is inspiring.
Yeah.
As I always mention, the guests that we have on the show are really meant for you to look at yourself, to introspect. Look at any bit of yourself that you may not like. Look at any part of yourself that you may not feel comfortable with, and feel inspired to change it. Take action. As V said, it's all about putting in the work. It's all about putting in the effort. And it's also about having a mindset that is just, forward thinking, having a forward thinking mindset that even though I've got this hurdle right now, even though I'm faced with this thing, but how do I birth a new identity? How do I birth a new me? Yes, I'm from a poor family. Yes, I'm from an abusive home. Yes, something terrible has happened to me, but this is now who I choose to be. This is now who I choose to build and who the woman or man I choose to become. And you've done that for yourself, V. And I know there's still a long journey to go because you're still building, you're still progressing. I just want you to just share with us, if someone was to look at V's life, what nuggets or principles or even, rules, for lack of a better description, that you would want them to take away from you? If they were to say, I'm looking at this woman's life and it's a portrait, it's on a canvas, what would you want them to take away for themselves that they feel empowered and they feel like they're in a better place?
I would, firstly, honestly, that would be something that I'll always tell people: seek God.
Seek God.
Seek God. Seek His kingdom. And there's a verse in the Bible that says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added. It is indeed true. If you seek God, whatever it is that, you didn't see happening in your life, whatever it is that you thought maybe you were a failure at, you'll be so surprised how God will cultivate that and make it, be out there for you. He will make it visible for you. More than anything, I would say, seek God.
Yes.
Seek His kingdom. You will see all these things will follow. Whatever that you need, be it your career, be it, a relationship, maybe, be it marriage, be it, having kids, or whatever that we want to aspire to become.
Yes.
You will definitely receive it. The minute you just seek God, and also be disciplined. Be disciplined. Go out there. Don't wait for things to happen.
Yes.
Go out there, be a go-getter and do it. I mean, I used to do online training when it was COVID. That's how I got some of my clients. Yes. That's how I got some of my clients. I didn't wait for anybody else. I went out there and used whatever resources that was there at that time.
Yes.
And I tapped into that and I did what I needed to do because I loved what I was doing. And I wanted to share it with other women as well because I've seen how it has changed my life. So how about I make a change also into other people's life, you know? So always also, you know, consider other people as well. More than anything, don't be a selfish person.
Yes.
I think we all become in a point whereby, you know, as long as we're right, you know, as long as we're sharp, as long as I have 1, 2, 3, nothing else matters. But also God looks at that. God looks at your heart as well.
Yes.
He looks at, is this person a helpful person as well? You know, so in order for your things also to be right for you, he'll also, you know, be able to help you as soon as he sees that, oh, this person is a person who's always willing to help others. You know, this person is a person who's selfless, you know, is always willing to share whatever that they have with other people. So that is the most important thing I would actually say that people can
take away from your life journey. Seek God. Inspiring, calming. I think it's actually the first time I've had an interview where I feel calm, where I feel like actually I'm so relaxed. We just want to say thank you. And we have here at Vinnovation, you know, we do not let our guests leave empty-handed. So we've got our small beauty pack, which is really from ourselves and also our friends. I know a producer is literally just sneaking himself in here. We did it. We made it. Our friends from Curate, exclusively available at, no, not exclusively available at Discam. I think it is at Discam and other stores, but our friends at Discam. And also from Ever's Beauty, we have the guasha stone here, which is a rose quartz, made in rose quartz. Rose quartz is a stone that promotes self-love, healing. We also have our moringa oil, which will help your guasha stone glide easily, and a sheet mask. I know after a long day of you being the superwoman that you are, you need this. This is going to just help you to ease into your evening. And a token of appreciation for making the time to inspire and share your greatness with us.
Thank you so much, Sandra. I appreciate it.
You are most welcome.
Thank you. Can I give you a hug?
Absolutely. You might as well actually just stand up and
thank you.
We wish you well in all your endeavors, in everything that you do. And we are proud of you. I'm very proud of you. We as the team, you know, and we know that all things, like you said, shall be given unto you because you are someone who said, I'm a child of God and I seek God. And I don't know if you've got any last words to impart before we say goodbye to our viewers.
Yeah, no, I would just like to say thank you very much for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Like I said, when I got here, I was very nervous, but I am so grateful that, you know, I have a coming person like you know, doing this with me.
Yes.
And thank you so much for inviting me. This really means a lot to me. And the fact that you can see, you know, what I'm doing. The fact that you can actually say, you know what, I it's important enough for this person to be in my space. Really means a lot.
Yes.
And to the viewers out there, I would just say, believe in yourself. You know, nothing is impossible. Go out there, do whatever that you need to do in order to achieve your goals. Nothing is ever impossible.
Nothing is impossible. Go out there, do your thing. This has been Vinnovation, where beauty meets motivation and a six-pack. I want that six-pack. Please subscribe to this channel. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your sister. Listen, even tell your ex to watch this channel so they can be great and stop doing the things that made them become your ex.
Right.
Love you so much. All the best. Mwah, 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 mwah.